Hello, welcome to Random Talks and Intrusive Thoughts. I'm Darian Gallegos,
I'm Andrew Forquera.
and this is our very first episode of our very first podcast. And, well, this podcast is going to be basically about just whatever we want to talk about, just random, our stories, how we experience life. And we're going to be real with you, and it's just for fun. Very fun podcast, hopefully.
Yeah, the stories that we experienced out throughout high school and my house.
Yeah, just living our lives since the moment we met and the moments before and after. There's no after, but yeah.
Made that seem like a bad thing.
Well, that's not what you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But this is my very best friend. Oh, basically brothers. I feel like we're brothers. Tell everybody that we're brothers. But what do you want to talk about?
Random thing, first off. You guys won't believe me. Well, I hope you guys do, but there was this one point in time where I had the school believe he was black.
This guy, he convinced people throughout all of our class of 2021 that I was black, completely black.
I didn't mean it by any racist mean. It's just, he's a really dark Hispanic. And like, I'm Hispanic too, and I'm white.
Yeah, and that's coming from people who live in New Mexico.
I don't get how I got so many people, even so much people that are like close friends.
Yeah, my current girlfriend, blah, blah, my girlfriend thought I was black too, just from him talking to my girlfriend. That he was able to convince her that I am black.
Yeah, once he started telling people, no, I'm really Hispanic, so many people were mind fucked.
But we do play a lot of sports. Very athletic people. I like to think we're very athletic. And actually, I just recently got an injury in football, and it was not this last weekend, but 2 weekends ago. We were playing football at one of the high schools with a bunch of people that like to play football with us. And
There's semi-pros and college kids that do play with us.
those people are really good. I've been playing with them for a while, and I like to think that I'm getting better and better. And
Yes.
so there was this one time, our quarterback, he threw me the ball, and I was running it, and I was gonna hit this guy with a cut, and I was running with the ball, and I had planted my foot into the ground because I was wearing cleats, and I planted my foot, and I put so much pressure on my knee, I heard like 3 to 4 cracks, loud cracks. Even the people across the field were able to hear it, and I had fell to the ground. Now my knee's very swollen. I just got my MRI, and I have an appointment tomorrow, but I don't know what's going on with me for now. I have a hobble. I walk around with a cane, and everybody makes fun of me. Oh, you're like a 70-year-old, but for now, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully, it's not an ACL tear, but guess we'll find out when we find out, and I'll let you guys know.
I think if it was an ACL tear, it would have been way worse. She wouldn't be able to walk.
Actually,
From guys throughout high school, when they had ACL, weren't able to walk. Because like ACLs in my heart, it has a big,
what to do with your leg?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was a couple of wrestlers that had ACL tears, and they would keep.
Other menaces to society.
That's true. A lot of them say that it wouldn't hurt. Mine hurts. It doesn't. Like it's a numbing pain. I don't know, but I guess I'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, when I didn't see the whole process of you trying to juke, and I had just went for a 9. Because you'll know what a 9 is. It's a Hail Mary. I had caught the Hail Mary catch and had scored a touchdown on our way back. It was on the other side of the field, and I was walking back. I just see two of our friends carrying Darian off the field, and I'm like, "What the fuck happened?" And I'm over here checking up on him, and I'm like, "You're okay." And I went to go back to play football. uh, the crazy thing had just happened with my sister. She weird. She likes to get hurt with pulls. Like metal poles. uh,
Tell me about the first time she ran into that pole.
we like playing hide and go seek. My stepdad, uh, he used to own this junkyard before he sadly passed away. Uh, we played hide and go seek almost every night. It was fun, and sometimes we had our other friends come play with us, or sometimes some random people that we don't know. My sister's friends will come play with us sometime. There's this one time Samantha was running away from the seeker. Consider this, it's a junkyard, so there's bound to be glass, broken cars, and stuff everywhere.
That's what made it more fun.
Huh?
That's what made it super fun.
Yeah.
We would also play in the dark, so
It
you
would be
can't
pitch
see
black, like
nothing.
10 p.m. close to midnight. My sister was 10 years old at the time. This girl thought it was a great idea to run between trailers, like broken down trailers and cars. And she had turned her head while running, and during that process, a metal pole had hit literally at her heart. Good thing it didn't punch her.
The pole was poking out of a trash can, so it was sticking straight out, and it was super dark. The only light that we had was from the sun or from the moon, because it was really close to. It was almost midnight. It was really, and I remember I was hiding in a car inside of one of the cars, and doors were closed and everything. And I was able to see through the windshield, and I seen her running as fast as she could, and she had turned around, and the moment she turned around and she turned back, she hit the pole, and she almost did a complete flip. She completely in the air, and she smacked the ground super hard. And then all of us ran over, and she was freaking out, and she's all freaking out. We picked her up, we took her inside, and she started laughing. After crying and screaming at the top of her lungs, she started laughing after she realized that she wasn't bleeding or anything.
And then that brings us to what happened yesterday. I was at I play arena football for this group with a bunch of semi-pros and older people. It's actually really fun. It keeps me in shape, and there's a prize pool. So that's what's fun. And sometimes there are scouts from colleges, and like New Mexico has a semi-pro team called the Gladiators, one of the best semi-pro teams that we have. And my teammate is actually a coach, a defensive coach for the Gladiators. He's a really cool guy. He's a dickhead. Hope he doesn't end up watching this. But I had just finished our game because we're just doing a little pickup game since how it was so cold, and there's only 2 games that were playing that day to see who gets the last seed for the playoffs. My team made the playoffs. We have a game this Sunday. Wish me luck. I'm sorry, I'm sick. Disgusting.
Anyway, like the moment this guy's game completely finished, he got in the car, and his mom got a call from sister, and freaking out. Oh, Samantha smacked her head. Samantha like bleeding out, and like we're freaking out. You could hear his sister screaming at the top of her lungs, like. So we ended up getting in the car, and we're speeding over to go pick her up.
We're in Belen. They're in Albuquerque. So my grandma's also in Albuquerque, so we're like, oh, she literally lives like 5-10 minutes away from this place. She'll be able to get her. She barely arrives there, and we're like 30-45 minutes away in Belen. My mom basically beats her to the house before my grandma was able to leave the house.
Yeah, and then her grandma or his grandma, they get lost very easily. So we had to transfer her to our car, and we ended up beating him to the hospital, and we rushed her in and everything, and she's bleeding out. She's covered in blood, and make sure that she's awake. We're all joking around with her like,
what we learned.
what did we learn today? What did we learn? Get her to laugh, and
my mom over here tells her, my sister asks, how do I look? My mom completely says this, you look like shit. Like, no hesitation, no regards for her safety or anything. You look like shit.
she's like, oh, Mom. And gets put in the back and everything. You know what this guy's priority was the whole time that we were at the hospital?
It wasn't my priority. It's just they wouldn't let me in because there's only allowed one guest because they still have the COVID rules in the hospitals, and so I'm like, I need to take a COVID test, and they're like, all right, you need to get in line. These girls, fine, fine, fam, fine. Not even lying. Like I was like, woo. Like I have a thing for like a specific group of girls. Like I'm obsessed with girls, but like there's more that stand out to me than others. Like blondes, like.
You're blonde haired, blue eyed. Hit.
uh, and so they let me back there, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go press now. And then on the way to press now, Darren's like, press now's far, and I was like, yeah, I know. And then he ends up calling his parents asking if they have COVID tests. They're like, yeah. End up going to your house for the COVID test.
Fast forward, right? So we're at my house. He's down doing whatever the heck he's doing. His mom call or text me like, "Where are you guys at? Or how far are you guys away from the hospital?" The football game is on. It's playing.
I'm obsessed with.
He's obsessed with football.
Like insanely obsessed. Like I could be bleeding out or something. I'll be like, hold on, let me watch the game.
And it's playing, and his mom's like, "How far are you guys? Need a ride? Come pick us up." And this guy waits like 10 minutes just watching because they were doing a replay for it was the Cowboys versus the Texans. And this guy's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna leave. I gotta watch this. Gotta make sure."
Because the score was 23-23. The Cowboys are one of the best teams in the league right now. They're never gonna make the Super Bowl because they just always choke, in my opinion. And the Texans are like 1-11. They won one game, they lost 11. Cowboys, on the other hand, are 10-2. They won 10 games, lost 2, so they're one of the best at the moment. And the Texans, considering they're one of the worst, is about to beat like one of the best teams. And I'm like, wow.
It was fourth quarter with 30 seconds left on the clock. That's why this guy was so intense, because they kept replaying it, trying to get a replay to see if it was one of the touchdowns actually counted or if it did not. And it counted for the Cowboys. Count.
They're still not going to make the playoff.
Still won that game. That's all that.
Are they going to make the championship, though? No.
Yeah.
They've gone so close for the past 15 years and didn't make it.
Every year.
You guys always say that! You say that every year! Cowboys fans across America, this is our year, this is our year. No, it's not! I'm glad
really?
you guys have hope.
When was the last time Broncos did?
5 years ago. When was the last time Cowboys made it? In like the 1990s? That's what I thought.
Finally, this guy decided to go pick up his mom 10 minutes later, and the long day for...
Yeah, my sister ended up getting staples. But like, this girl thought it was a great idea to ride her four-wheeler, accelerate it to maximum speed, and then turn around. Right when she's closing up on a pool, just to check if her friend is still following her. Like why?
Her head hard.
Yeah, she ended up having to get 7 staples, and the gash in her head was to her skull. I was surprised she didn't have no concussion or anything, right? This happened on a Sunday. Today's Monday. She still went to school. She's insane.
But, anyways, so we used to play tag all the time, and it was one of the best times. Go out into the junkyard and doing random stuff.
We did that until my dog at the time, his name was Boss. He's a full-bred Rottweiler, and this guy doesn't seem like he's tall, but when he stood up, he was as tall as me. I'm 5'9".
Yeah.
5'9", 5'9 and a half, because Jason says he's 5'9 now. I'm taller than him.
Shout out to our short kings. Anyways, shout out to the short kings. We're all out here, short kings. But we used to play hide and go seek all the times, and I remember this one time, Andrew's auntie was playing with us, and
No one couldn't find me. Like it was like 45 minutes. I'm such a good hide and go seek person. Like not only I have speed, I could juke you out if you try to tag me, but I'm good at hiding. Since it was like close to where I live, basically where I lived, I knew everywhere to hide.
there were 7 of us that was looking for this guy. Cause like once you get tagged, you have to join the team and you have to keep looking and stuff like that. And so this guy was gone, and his auntie runs inside and like comes outside. And he's like, he's inside. He's around. Cause the inside, once you make it inside, it's the safe zone. And she's screaming at the top of her lungs, I found him. I found him. He's
Yeah,
in
and
here.
then
He's
I
in
come
here.
out of my hiding spot literally at the same time, holding on to my best friend, and I'm like, "You found me! You found me!"
Yeah, we all start rushing to the house, and we're like, "Where is he at? Like, where is he at?" They're like,
And my auntie is like, "What the fuck is going on?" He was so clueless.
but yeah, we love to play hide and go seek. Even when it was cold, like snowing and stuff like that, we'd still be out there playing hide and go seek almost every weekend for hours, just hiding in the junkyard.
We also had bonfires every weekend. I don't get how we had like that much wood. We just ended up with that much wood out of nowhere.
Yeah, we would just keep tearing apart the already junked out RVs and
Yeah.
all the wooden pallets that he had and stuff, and all those bushes too that you guys had that we were ripping out of the yard.
Yeah, we did that every week until a dog. Back to the Rottweiler. Boss, he's a full bred Rottweiler. He was the nicest dog ever. You knew him before he was a dickhead.
Nah, he was mad at me all the time.
Oreo. He was such a nice dog. Then there was just one time he likes chasing cats. There was just one time he got a hold of a cat. He became really violent. He had a thing for blood now, so he started killing a bunch of stray cats that went over there. So we're like, we can't have the other dogs around him, right? So we end up leaving him in the backyard himself. We brought Sky, our husky, inside, and Shikamaru went into the front yard. He was free to roam around because he was a pretty good dog.
Never ran away till he did.
So I told my mom not to let him go back because we have my dad's house and my mom's house. I had brought my. He was also a husky. I had brought him to my mom's house, and I was like, "Mom, don't take him back," because I know the way Shikamaru is. He's my dog, and first thing I do when I had went to last cruises, she took him back. Runs away after I told her that's a specific thing he's gonna do. It pissed me off.
But on to Boss.
Boss was so insanely strong. He tore down the trailer that we were living in at the time. Like literally tore it down. My stepdad, he had to go under the trailer to put extra supports with bricks and metal. Because how bad.
How bad he tore apart the trailer. And there was this one time we were having a bonfire and everything. Then we were parked up in the front yard because it was a big open space, and that's where we had the bonfire. Up to the house, and we could go inside in case we need the restroom far enough where the fire and the music stuff wouldn't disturb them. And
Yeah,
all
when
of a
it
sudden,
catch on fire with any of the other cars or shit that was there.
the trailer just started shaking violently, and like, what the heck's going on? And we just see him shoot out from under the trailer, and he starts running towards us. And at the time, we have one of our other friends. We were in the back of my truck, and we freaked out. We ended up closing the tailgate. We jumped out and jumped inside my truck. And he's even freaking out, too, because he's never seen him like this aggressive, this, like, angry. He was just angry. And so all of us are freaking out. And finally, they start like running around, or he started like running around my truck and around the bonfire and stuff. And then finally, Andrew was like he jumped out of the bed of my truck, and he's like to surprise him or whatever. And then
Yeah, Boss, he's a dog. Since how he's such a big Rottweiler, no one ever contested with him, not even me or my dad. And he had bit my sister and mom one time, so of course we were like, fuck, he's biting us now. We're not going to mess with him. He'll just be the guard dog. Because during the day, he'll come underneath the house, but during the night, he'll roam the whole junkyard. So we're like, fine, as long as he doesn't bite any of the workers. And plus, he was pretty good with of the workers at the time. And he started biting us, and then when I did that, boss was like, fuck, I'm getting challenged. And he didn't start mess with me. Whenever I screamed at him or something, he'll back off. And then there was just one time, my dad had almost put him down because he had never messed with my dad, because my dad, that was his dog, and every time boss tried to snap at him or something, my dad would just straight up smack him. Not like an abusive way, just like...
Dominance.
Like, yeah. Huh?
Dominance?
Yeah, he's like, boss, you should know better. And then there was just one time boss had snapped at my dad, and my dad had gave him the forward hand and backward hand. And boss didn't mess with him since, and I got scared this one time because there was this girl I was dating. I had drove boss away because boss, even though he was so violent, and he would, let's say if he just killed a cat, he wouldn't mess with me or my dad no more. I had drove boss away, like I could run so fast, and I have stamina. And so I took him to the edge of the junkyard, and I had gave my ex-girlfriend a call at the time saying, hey, go inside the house, don't slam the door. It's okay if you leave the door open. Boss won't tear anything up in my car. She's like, okay. First thing she does is slam the door. I'm like, come on. And so I hear, and boss hears it. So he starts running back. So I start running after boss. And this girl decides to stand at the door of the house. Doesn't go in, sees boss, doesn't go inside the house. And I'm like, oh my god. And so boss comes up to her, growls at her, and so I'm like fuck. And she was so small at the time. I was 5'7", 5'8", and she was like 4'9". And so I'm like, fuck, boss, I can't get boss off of her. She's about to get torn to shreds. Boss sends a bite her, and then this is the only time that boss didn't bite anyone that was out in the open. I was shitting bricks. I was so scared. And then there's this other time where it's when we first got Shikamaru. There's this other time where we first got Shikamaru. Shikamaru and boss were fighting each other. My sister has a canyon when it comes to throwing shoes or something.
Cannon.
I have a speech impediment. I'm sick. I can't talk.
We'll save this story for another time because we're getting really close to the recording end. But what's the joke of the day? What's the joke of the day?
What is it? I told you this one before. Why does a chicken cross the road?
Feel better joke.
Want a dark humor joke? What's one organ inside of a girl that's still warm?
No, we can't do that. We'll do that one soon. Okay. What did the plate say to the cup?
Oh, I thought you said the cup earlier.
No. What did the plate say to the cup?
What?
Alrighty. So we're gonna end this with a motivational quote from the both of us. So I'll let you go ahead and start if you want.
I hope you guys don't know who's this from, because there's a lot of people that hate him. But you're the only one that can do this, and you're also the only one that can fuck this up. You know what I'm talking about?
Life. Don't live in fear. And here's another one. This isn't a practice life. You only got one life to live, so do everything you can to enjoy it. Do everything you can. Whatever you want. You only get one life. Below.
Shoot for your goals. Go above and beyond.
When? Later, guys.